Okay, let's unpack this. You know how sometimes you're just like swimming in information,
Right.
right? Trying to make sense of some massive problem, and you're thinking, there has to be a way to connect these dots faster, more effectively.
Right, that feeling of being overwhelmed by complexity.
Exactly. Well, imagine that information not just connecting, but synergizing practically. I don't know, rapping about its insights. Because that's the kind of revolutionary energy we're seeing right now in cancer care.
It really is a paradigm shift.
Totally. And frankly, if we don't embrace this, the sheer complexity of the disease, it'll just overwhelm our current system. But if we do, the system will crush the cancer. Let me try to give you a glimpse of what that feels like, kind of like this. You train AI for cancer imaging, spots tumors in CT, MRI, PET with incredible accuracy, like 90% plus AU or OC. You train on genomic analysis, it decodes mutations, identifies subtypes with AlphaFold's precision. You train on liquid biopsies, it detects ctDNA, CTCs, outperforming 95% specificity. You realize these aren't isolated tools. They share deep insights, pattern recognition, multi-omics integration, all clinically grounded. You integrate them all. Imaging leaps forward. Profiga Path tackles 26 pathology tasks. Genomics sharpens deep variant, surpasses older tools. Liquid biopsy Surge Gallery detects signals across over 50 cancer types with 51.5% overall sensitivity. You add clinical decision support. It recommends treatments, matches trials, explains its reasoning with XAI. You add reinforcement learning from patient outcomes. It refines radiotherapy doses, surgical plans in real time. You design for the patient, balancing efficacy, quality of life, equity. You realize imaging data strengthens genomics, and genomics guides liquid biopsies. This cross-domain transfer is real. You test on rare cancers, never trained on them. It still assesses risks, predicts responses. You test in low-resource settings, never trained there. It adapts, uses sparse data, cuts diagnosis time by 50%. You realize you didn't just train an imaging model or genomics model. You trained cancer care integration itself. Someone says, but it's just a collection of AI tools. You point to the continuum detection, diagnosis, treatment, survival AI. Weaves every step into a cohesive fabric. They say, but data sets are biased. You show the federated learning, the synthetic data solutions. Even with gaps, AI can help close care disparities. They say, but it's not real medicine. Your model boosts early detection, cuts over treatment, saves lives. They go quiet. You realize you didn't build a diagnostic tool. You built a bridge between fragmented cancer care and a future where precision, speed, and humanity converge for every patient, everywhere. See what I mean? That's the kind of breakthrough thinking we're dealing with when we talk about artificial intelligence in cancer care.
Absolutely. That energy is palpable in the research community.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly how AI is becoming, as one of our sources puts it, an essential intrinsic component in modern oncology. We'll be drawing from a really comprehensive briefing document and a review article published just last month, June 2025, in Molecular Cancer. Some great stuff in there.
Indeed. And our mission for you today is really to cut through some of the hype, perhaps, and give you the vital insights into AI's revolution, from, detecting the earliest signs of cancer right through to designing personalized treatments and even managing patient journeys.
Right.
It's about understanding not just what these innovations are, but crucially, why they matter, why they're fundamentally changing the landscape for every patient, everywhere. #tag the deep dive.
So let's jump right in then.
Yep.
We all know early detection is absolutely vital in cancer. It can literally be a matter of life or death. But, traditional methods have their limits. Where do you see AI truly breaking new ground in that initial critical step?
Well, a key breakthrough here is how AI, specifically machine learning and deep learning, can analyze these absolutely colossal, complex biomedical data sets.
Colossal is right.
Yeah, and at a speed and precision that, well, traditional methods just can't really match. This isn't just about getting results faster. It's about uncovering subtle biological alterations, things that might indicate disease far earlier. That leads to more precise diagnoses.
So it's deeper insights, not just speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally transforming early detection through, powerful high-resolution imaging analysis and also advanced new generation sequencing. And to get a bit more specific, one really critical aspect is something called radiomics.
Radiomics, okay.
Yeah, this is where AI digitally decodes radiographic pictures, scans like CT or MRI, transforming them from sort of subjective visual assessments into objective quantitative properties.
Quantitative, like numbers.
Precisely. Things like the exact size, shape, and even detailed textural patterns within a tumor. Deep learning in particular is incredibly promising here, performing, on par with, or sometimes even better than, humans in specific tasks like interpreting these really intricate images.
And when we talk about imaging, AI is making all the big players more powerful, isn't it? Things like computed tomography, CT,
Right, including things like 4D CT for tracking motion,
and MRI, which is great for soft tissue,
superior soft tissue contrast, yeah, often fused with CT.
and PD scans, revealing tumor metabolism. So
And
AI boosts all of them.
pretty much, yes. AI's automated capabilities are truly remarkable. It can precisely track tumor volume over time, which is huge. It can simultaneously monitor multiple lesions and even link subtle phenotypic nuances, things you see in the image, directly to underlying genetic mutations.
Wow.
Yeah, so this allows it to predict outcomes by comparing a patient's images against these vast tumor databases. It significantly enhances a clinician's sort of qualitative judgment.
And it's not just scans, right? We're also seeing huge strides in digital pathology.
Absolutely. AI is improving efficiency there, quality control, image management, clinical decision support. It helps pathologists find that proverbial needle in the haystack much, much faster.
Finding the important bits in those huge slide images.
Exactly. And one of the most powerful aspects is just how well these models perform in practice. Take ProvGigapath, for example. It's a foundation model from Providence Health System, Microsoft, and UW.
Okay.
It analyzes gigapixel whole slide images. These are enormous digital scans of tissue samples, and it's achieved top-tier performance across 26 different pathology tasks. It's actually outperforming existing models.
So it's not just hype, it's really working.
It really is. This isn't just about speed. It's fundamentally changing how pathologists work. It lets them instantly spot the most critical areas, ensure consistency, and ultimately deliver a more accurate diagnosis.
Which is what you want for every patient.
For every patient. Every time. Another example, Google's Lymph Node Assistant, or LYNA, it boasts a 99% accuracy rate in diagnosing metastatic breast cancer, even spotting tiny metastases that a human pathologist might miss under pressure.
99%, that's incredible.
It is. And then there's Northwell Health's iNav, an AI tool for pancreatic cancer early diagnosis. It cut the diagnosis to treatment time by 50%.
Yeah.
50%.
That's huge for something like pancreatic cancer. That really is a significant leap. Okay, so moving from what we can see in images to what we can read the actual genetic blueprint of the cancer, how does AI help us understand cancer at that molecular level, getting to its genetic fingerprint?
Well, a key breakthrough here is AI's role in leveraging all these advances in omics technologies, genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics.
All the omics.
Exactly. AI is identifying cancer subgroups based on really complex patterns within genes, messenger RNA, microRNA clusters, you name it. This allows for really precise patient stratification, grouping patients who are likely to respond similarly, and also the discovery of novel biomarkers. It uses both supervised learning, like SVMs and random forests, and unsupervised learning, like clustering techniques.
So it finds patterns humans just can't see in that massive amount of data.
Precisely. These models can uncover hidden patterns in these large biological data sets that are simply, well, too complex for human analysis alone.
And we've got some powerful tools being used here already, right? Like Google's deep variant for genetic variant detection.
Yes, that's really sharpening genomic analysis in NGS data. And DeepMind's AlphaFold, that's a huge one, predicting protein structures at atomic resolution.
Which changes everything for drug design.
Absolutely. It unlocks entirely new avenues. We can rationally target diseases at their molecular core rather than relying on the slower, more traditional trial and error methods. Plus, for clinical decision support, you mentioned IBM Watson for oncology.
Right, giving treatment suggestions.
Exactly, based on vast medical literature and clinical data. Our source notes, it had about 73% overall concordance with tumor boards, which is pretty solid, and generated recommendations in 40 seconds.
40 seconds versus 12 to 20 minutes manually? That's quite a time saver.
It adds up, especially in complex cases.
Okay, now let's talk about something that honestly still sounds a bit like science fiction that is very real. Liquid biopsies. This whole idea of a minimally invasive way to monitor cancer in real time, using just a blood sample. How does AI make these blood tests so incredibly powerful?
Because the signals are tiny, right?
That's the core challenge. With liquid biopsies, you're looking for circulating tumor cells, CTCs, or circulating tumor DNA, ctDNA, the tiny fragments of the cancer's genetic material floating in the blood.
Okay.
And they're present in very low concentrations, and they degrade easily. It really is like finding, a few specific grains of sand on a vast beach.
So incredibly difficult. Extremely. However, AI, particularly deep learning models, really excels at detecting these extremely rare and subtle signals. They can process and analyze these tiny amounts of biofluids with incredible sensitivity.
So what are some of the key projects or models making this happen? I know you mentioned Gallery earlier.
Right, Gallery is a big one, but there are others too. The Circulating Cell-Free Genome Atlas, or CCGA project, is a huge population-scale investigation. It combines machine learning with cell-free DNA analysis to detect and even localize numerous cancer types with really high specificity.
Specificity meaning it doesn't flag healthy people incorrectly.
Exactly. High specificity means very few false positives, which is crucial to avoid unnecessary anxiety and follow-up procedures. And then, yes, Drail's Gallery test. That's an AML-powered multi-cancer early detection tool, an MCED. It analyzes cell-free DNA methylation patterns.
Methylation pattern.
Yeah, it's shown incredibly high specificity, 99.5%, and its sensitivity, its ability to find cancer, is stage-dependent, but it hits about 51.5% overall sensitivity across more than 50 different cancer types.
That's impressive across so many types.
It is. And importantly, it also accurately identified the cancer signal origin, like where in the body the cancer likely started in almost 89% of the true positive cases. That's vital for guiding the next steps.
Okay, so we've used AI to find the cancer earlier and more accurately, even through a blood test. So once we've nailed the diagnosis, how does AI take us to the next level by optimizing the treatment itself? It's not just about finding it, it's about fighting it smarter.
Right. Exactly. AI is fundamentally transforming treatment planning, it's accelerating drug discovery, and it's refining delivery methods like radiation or surgery. The overall goal here is to reduce those historically high failure rates and long approval times in drug development and treatment planning.
Making therapies more effective and personalized.
Precisely. Providing more effective and personalized therapies faster. So clinical decision support systems, or CDSSs, are really at the forefront of this planning aspect.
The oncologist co-pilot, as you said.
Kind of, yeah. These AI-based systems integrate just vast amounts of data, medical records, the latest literature, clinical research findings to assess things like drug efficacy, potential adverse reactions, even patient-specific factors like financial status or insurance types in some systems.
Really? Financial stats too?
The systems are exploring that integration, yeah. And based on all this, they offer tailored recommendations. They act as a co-pilot, helping the oncologist navigate the complexities and optimize treatment plans. The concept isn't brand new, but today's CDSS are powered by big data and much more sophisticated machine learning.
Right. This feels like where a real paradigm shift is happening. Our sources gave some great examples. We mentioned IBM Watson for oncology again.
Yes, noted for providing consistent evidence and conventional strategies quickly.
And Tempus, using AI and ML for individualized therapy recommendations.
Right. By integrating diverse data from their huge 100,000 patient database, that scale is key.
And Page Prostate Detect for diagnosis, using deep learning for identifying malignant regions and assessing Gleason scores.
Exactly. Enhancing diagnostic speed and accuracy, which directly informs treatment planning.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly to drug development. It's always been this incredibly slow, incredibly expensive process, like searching for that needle in 1,000 haystacks.
Okay.
How is AI expediting this? How is it speeding up the pharmacy, so to speak?
Well, AI really excels here because it can efficiently process these incredibly complex data sets involved in drug discovery. It accelerates the identification and development of potential drug candidates and enables more cost-effective solutions overall.
How? Like, what's it actually doing?
It's predicting things like chemical structures and their likely effects within the body, their in vivo or in vitro traits with remarkable accuracy. That's a massive leap forward compared to traditional screening methods.
So it narrows down the candidates much faster.
Much faster, and with a higher probability of success. One of the most powerful tools here, again, is DeepMind's AlphaFold 2, predicting protein structures.
Right, we mentioned that for understanding cancer proteins.
Exactly. And that understanding directly aids target discovery for new drugs. It has even modeled critical cancer proteins, which helps in repurposing existing drugs, finding new uses for old drugs against cancer, which is a much faster route to treatment sometimes.
Repurposing, that's clever.
It is. And we're also seeing generative AI and machine learning models being used for de novo molecule generation.
Generating molecules from scratch.
Essentially, yes. designing entirely new molecules optimized for a specific target. Models like MolGPT are being developed for this, creating diverse molecular scaffolds.
Okay, now let's talk about bringing that AI precision to some really difficult, highly intricate treatment modalities like radiation therapy and surgery. How does AI push beyond human physical limits here?
Right, these are areas where precision is absolutely paramount. In radiation therapy, AI is automating many of the, frankly, tedious yet critical tasks. Things like target contouring, drawing the exact boundary of the tumor, and nearby organs treatment planning, and quality assurance.
Freeing up the clinician's time.
Exactly, freeing them up for more complex decision-making. And we're seeing exciting developments in adaptive radiation therapy.
Adaptive, meaning it changes during treatment.
Precisely. Deep learning and AI are being incorporated into cone beam CT-based online therapy. It tracks anatomical changes, tumor shrinking, organ shifting slightly in real time during the course of treatment, and adjusts the radiation doses accordingly.
Wow.
Yeah, studies show this has improved tumor control probability by 10–15% and reduced doses to healthy organs at risk by up to 25%. That's a significant clinical benefit.
Absolutely. And surgery. Robotics is already there, but AI adds another layer.
It really does. AI is expanding surgical robot capabilities, significantly improving operating room efficiency, safety, and again, precision.
So what are some standout examples?
Well, we're seeing things like AI-assisted augmented reality, or AR, in robotic lung surgery.
AR in surgery, like seeing digital info overlaid.
Exactly. The AR and AI together improve accuracy, visualization for the surgeon, and decision-making during the operation. Sources mention a 30% improvement in resection accuracy and a 25% reduction in operating time.
That's pretty substantial.
It is. And also intraoperative metastasis detection, using AI models to process real-time imaging during the surgery to improve tumor and metastasis identification. This guides the surgeon's decisions and can even guide robotic actions, like with an AI-enhanced Da Vinci robot using machine learning for segmentation and providing haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback. So the robot helps the surgeon feel things.
In a sense, yes. Guiding movements or indicating boundaries. The benefits are clear. These robotic systems offer superior stability and dexterity compared to human hands alone. They're less invasive, leading to faster recovery, and they integrate cutting-edge imaging like 3D visualization. AI just amplifies all of that.
Okay, so beyond just the diagnosis and the acute treatment, cancer care is often a long, difficult journey for patients. How does AI enhance that entire patient journey, looking at it more holistically, from predicting their future path to managing their daily care?
That's a really important area. AI is starting to offer more reliable survival prediction algorithms, which can help manage expectations and plan long-term care. And it's significantly enhancing remote monitoring capabilities.
Which helps keep people out of the hospital.
Ideally, yes. And improves clinical trial efficiency, too. This comprehensive approach supports patients far beyond the walls of the clinic. So for prognosis, AI, especially deep learning algorithms, is integrating feature selection, dimensionality reduction, and prediction into a single streamlined procedure. It's getting better at predicting cancer patient survival times.
What makes it better?
It often outperforms conventional machine learning techniques because it can uncover these really subtle, hidden patterns in complex genomic and clinical data that simpler models might miss. And we're seeing new multi-omics integration paradigms like the multi-cancer multi-omics clinical dataset laboratories, MCMOCL. They're even using federated learning.
Federated learning. That's where the data stays local, right, for privacy.
Exactly. It allows models to learn from data across different hospitals or clinics without the sensitive patient data ever leaving its source. This improves accuracy and security, especially with heterogeneous data.
That's smart. Is there a specific example of improved prediction?
Yeah, the source mentions the Continuous Individualized Risk Index, or CIR, for CLL patients' chronic lymphocytic leukemia. This model continuously combines a number of prognostic markers, both clinical and molecular, and it adapts as the patient's state changes over time.
It adapts. Okay.
Yes. And it showed a 23% to 30% improvement in prediction accuracy compared to conventional models like the CLL-IPI score.
23 to 30%. That's a huge leap in giving patients and doctors a clearer picture of what might lie ahead.
It really helps in planning and managing expectations, yes.
Right. And this connects nicely to the idea of e-health or digital health, this convergence of technology and healthcare. What are its applications specifically in cancer care beyond just prediction?
No, it's a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
Electronic health records, EHRs, when properly integrated, optimize care coordination by consolidating all that comprehensive patient data, ensuring all providers have immediate access to the full picture.
Cutting down on repeated tests and errors.
Hopefully, yes. Then you have mobile health applications, wearables, and telemedicine, all enabling remote monitoring. This can significantly improve the quality of life for cancer patients, reduce the need for frequent, tiring hospital visits, and the data collected can also feed back into research and drug development.
And there was that interesting example, the EVAI, the chatbot in a ring.
Right. Movano's AI chatbot integrated into their EV ring. It's trained on, as the source says, more than 100,000 peer-reviewed medical papers and claims 99% accuracy in the wellness information it provides.
That's the bold claim.
It is, but crucially, it also knows its limits. It refers users to actual medical experts for serious issues and prioritizes security and privacy. The idea is to empower patients with reliable information and let them monitor aspects of their health conveniently, right from their wrist. And looking at the bigger picture, the research side, AI is also streamlining drug research and clinical trials. It does this by extracting actionable insights from that ever-growing mountain of data we have in personalized healthcare.
Actionable insights. Like what?
Like helping select specific patient subsets where a new drug's effects are likely to be more evident. We call this clinical trial enrichment.
So finding the right patients for the right trial?
Exactly, which makes trials more efficient and more likely to succeed. AI helps integrate all that complex omics data with the often fragmented information you find in electronic medical records, imaging reports, even handwritten notes, using tools like natural language processing, NLP, and computer vision.
Pulling it all together. Let's talk real-world impact here, the MammaPrint 70-gene expression signature.
Yes, that's an AI-guided test. It's shown it can significantly reduce unnecessary chemotherapy in certain early-stage breast cancer patients by stratifying their genomic risk. It identifies patients who have a high clinical risk based on traditional factors, but a low genomic risk based on this signature. For those patients, studies showed a 46.2% reduction in chemotherapy use.
Wow, nearly half spared chemo they didn't need. That's huge for quality of life.
Absolutely huge. Avoiding overtreatment is a major goal. And another example is See the Signs.
See the signs?
Yeah, it's an AI-powered clinical decision support tool used in primary care, so by GPs. In practices using it, it led to a 12.3% increase in cancer detection rates, importantly, without increasing the rate of over-referrals.
So catching more cancers earlier in the community without flooding specialists unnecessarily.
Exactly. A big win for early diagnosis where it often starts.
Okay, so we've heard about all these incredible advances across the board. It all sounds truly amazing, almost too good to be true sometimes. But like any powerful technology, there must be hurdles, right? What are the significant roadblocks preventing AI from being fully integrated into cancer care everywhere?
Oh, absolutely. There are significant challenges. One crucial one is data standardization and management. Healthcare data is notoriously, well, messy. It's often unstructured, unique to different systems, incredibly diverse.
Siloed in different hospitals.
Exactly. Which makes it really hard for AI algorithms trained on data from one hospital system to work effectively on data from another. There are initiatives like M-Code trying to create data standards, but widespread implementation is still, well, challenging.
Got it. Data messiness. What else?
Another really significant hurdle is the potential for biased training data. AI models learn from the data they're fed. So if the training data sets don't accurately represent diverse populations, different ethnicities, socioeconomic backgrounds, even rare cancer types, the AI's predictions or recommendations might be less accurate for those underrepresented groups.
So it could actually worsen disparities if we're not careful.
It absolutely could, yes, which highlights the critical importance of ensuring representative sampling and developing methods to mitigate bias.
Okay, what else?
Well, there's often a lack of prospective clinical validation and consistent research reporting guidelines. We need more robust, real-world studies proving these tools work consistently and safely across different settings. This kind of reproducibility crisis can hinder trust and widespread adoption. Frameworks like Claim for Radiology and Future AI for General Healthcare are emerging to try and promote trustworthiness and standardization, but it takes time.
Makes sense. Clinicians need solid proof.
They do. And related to that are challenges with workflows and user designs. AI solutions must be easy to use. They have to add clear value for the user, the clinician, and blend smoothly into their existing workflow.
Not just another annoying pop-up window.
Exactly. If the outputs aren't explainable, if they aren't actionable, or if the interface is just clunky and difficult, adoption will be incredibly slow no matter how clever the AI is.
Right. And things change so fast in medicine.
That's another point, dynamic data and knowledge. AI algorithms need to keep up with the exponential rise in cancer research and adapt to constant changes in clinical guidelines and source data. This implies a need for ongoing monitoring, periodic assessment, and maybe even, as the source suggests, an automatic expiration feature for outdated models or recommendations.
Like a best before date for AI advice.
Sort of, yeah, to ensure it stays current. And finally, overarching all of this are the regulatory and ethical concerns. Legal frameworks often lag behind technology, data privacy is paramount, and we need clear ethical guidelines for using AI in high-stakes clinical decision-making. Who is responsible if an AI makes a mistake? These are complex questions we're still grappling with.
Okay, so yeah, quite a list of challenges, significant ones. But let's flip back to the potential. If we can navigate these hurdles, connect this back to the bigger picture, what's the really exciting future vision? Where is AI taking oncology?
Well, the future of AI in oncology is definitely poised for dramatic changes, but it absolutely requires deep collaboration among all the stakeholders, researchers, clinicians, patients, regulators, tech developers to overcome those challenges we just discussed.
It needs everyone working together.
Absolutely. Our sources highlight an interesting 8-point conceptual framework for translational AI in oncology. It basically provides a roadmap covering everything from data acquisition and preprocessing through model development and validation, right up to deployment, monitoring, ethical considerations, regulatory compliance, and ensuring a patient-centric design.
A roadmap to take AI from the lab safely into the clinic.
That's the idea. It highlights the key future domains.
Yeah.
Really improving patient care through hyper-personalization, safeguarding data privacy, actively addressing those ethical dilemmas, and crucially, training healthcare professionals. They need to not only understand these tools, but also know how to use them effectively and ethically.
So doctors need to become AI savvy too.
Increasingly, yes. And beyond that, we're seeing these really exciting emerging synergies. AI converging with federated learning, we touched on that, but also edge computing, which brings AI processing closer to the data source, like on the medical device itself.
Faster, more private analysis.
Potentially, yes. And digital twins creating comprehensive virtual models of individual patients based on all their data. This offers the potential for truly highly granular, scalable, and personalized cancer care. Imagine testing treatments on your digital twin first.
Wow, okay, that's future forward.
It is. And furthermore, synergies with things like synthetic biology and de novo immunotherapy designing immune therapies from scratch using AI, are pointing toward truly individualized next-generation treatments. Hashtag outro.
So what does this all mean then? Wrapping this up, we've seen that AI really isn't just another tool in oncology anymore. It's truly becoming, as our source said, an essential intrinsic component weaving its way through every single stage of cancer care.
It's becoming foundational.
Yeah, from that super precise imaging and the deep genomic insights to treatments tailored right down to the individual and even remote patient management. It's fundamentally about harnessing data for better outcomes, isn't it? Transforming how we approach cancer altogether.
Exactly. And as we kind of framed it in the opening, it really is about building that bridge, a bridge between the often fragmented care we have now, and a future where precision, speed, and importantly, humanity truly converge.
Right.
The promise isn't just in, boosting detection rates or cutting over treatment, as important as those are. It's ultimately about saving lives by making care more predictive, more preventive, more participatory for the patient, and truly precision-driven for every patient everywhere.
Okay.
That's the goal.
That leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, I think.
Yeah.
As AI continues to integrate deeper and deeper into our healthcare system, how will we, as patients, as clinicians, as a society, make sure that this incredibly powerful technology remains fundamentally human-centered? How do we balance these amazing advances with our deepest values of privacy, equity, trust, and empathy?
That is the crucial question moving forward.
Definitely something for you to mull over in your next deep dive. Thanks for joining us.